Yeah, you're more or less right. For me to have Argonosh join me, I would need to switch over to a much more Dark Aavak-centric run. Yes. Okay. I want my archers at the back. I want them quite far back, actually. In a straight line. I'd also like to see how far they can attack. Is there no way for me to see that? I thought there was a way to see the outline. Oh well. I'll bring them all the way back then. This big long line of archers protecting the throne. And we're going to allow the enemy to come to me. I don't need them in defensive stance. I want them to just attack as soon as the enemy break out of the tree line. As for you, I want you in a more defensive arrangement. Right here, and I do want you in a defensive stance. Okay. Now, if I select you, does it show me your attack? There we go, yeah. They can already attack. I want them to attack. As soon as one of them breaks out of the tree line, I want them to go for them. Right, let's have a look at the enemy. You are archers over here, Cretonian archers, 40 of them. You are well armored melee Telapis. That's an odd choice. The Telapis. Oh, there's the first volley. Over here we've got more archers, Amevius archers. No, I would have made the Telapis archers myself, but okay. They are getting ready for the next attack. Watch that number up there. Someone got badly hurt. Some blue blood spraying all over the place. Same with the Cretonians over there. Once they exit the tree line, we're really going to have a good go of it, though. They're not Garthemi. The Garthemi bleed a more purplish blue. These are Amevius. Well, that's humans, actually, but Dondorians there. Where's the Amevius? They were here. I swear I saw them. Dondorians. Oh, they're charging in. No, they're pulling back. Don't tell me we're already out of our arrows, please. No, we've got plenty. Should be seeing another volley shortly. Also, go into a much tighter formation, please. Go. Oh, we didn't see the arrows. I see. Well, they've started to see a couple of deaths. Come. They've shot a couple of mine. Oh, they've broken through. Okay. Collapse on them, please. And Telapis, draw back. Quickly when you're doing it. Go, go, go. Some of them have gotten caught up in the fight. Position. Let's get away from there if you can. Almost managed it, actually. It's almost amazing. From there, you should be able to get a good shot in here. My Cretonians are not doing amazingly, but I've lost one of my Telapis. They've already... Oh no, they were one of mine. Their morale is holding at the moment, which is good. Their morale will probably go down if you shoot them in the back. So reorient to fire on these archers over there if you could. How are we doing? Still haven't lost anyone from this group, though they are starting to move on my throne, which is a problem. To take out their archers, I think. It was a good volley there. Idel, woo! Finally finding Aavak online. Have been following you on YouTube forever. Recently started to watch the streams. Oh, I hope you've been enjoying them. I super need you guys to stop them from getting through, though. I've all but broken this unit, I think. There's a lot of dead over there. There we are. A lot of dead. I would be very surprised if they hold on for much longer. Their morale is quite low and their numbers are quite low as well. I could change my target to this group. Oh, wow. Did they just loose a volley all at once just then? Alright, my Cretonians are starting to lose numbers, unfortunately. I think that other group just broke. Yes, it did. Good. We do seem to have relatively good sight lines on attacking them here without hitting my Cretonians, but we'll see. We need to thin them out before they can capture the throne. They're concerned about their approach. Change target. Yeah, they're pulling back into this fight. They've been disengaged from the throne. Good. But we have lost way more people by fighting this myself, but I'm learning tactics to take part in these fights. What the heck just happened there? Did they just break? They got catapult? Surely not. No idea what happened there, I'm gonna be honest. Alright. Once you're available, I want you to start marching. Oh, I'm glad that you managed to jump in as well, Sushi. It's always great to see first-time chatters. We are being invaded by bandits, yeah. The auto-resolve would have done better than me at this point. I think it said it... How many did it say we were going to lose? Well, actually, technically... I think it said we were going to lose 14 people, and that's more or less how many we're about to lose, as it happens. So it's quite an interesting one. Continue the march. What on earth is hitting them? Like, whatever's hitting them is doing ridiculous damage. Like, I genuinely don't know. It's quite frustrating, though. March up. There we go. They're committing. Collapse on them. My Talapi warriors, you move up here because I don't want you to accidentally shoot them in the back. But yeah, I have no idea what was being shot at them, but every now and then just someone would fly. It was wild. Right. They've broken rank. You are free to break rank as well. Break formation, sorry. And engage. No worries, Manic Manu. I don't have artillery research, but they didn't have a catapult on the map. I'm really surprised by all of that. Okay, so in terms of slaves, got a decent amount. 17 human slaves, 4 Dondorian slaves. We might be able to get all of them. We lost enough that I'm frustrated, but I think it was close to what the auto resolve thought we would do. But look at all the loot we just got. This will fund an army. That's true. They're not slaves yet. They are prisoners right now. That is a good point. Very good point. Let's get back in. That was not the best fight, to be certain. I'm gonna have to 4 there, 8 here. So in total we lost 12. I think the auto resolve thought we were gonna lose like 13 or 14. So it's not the worst. Drink there. Rations here. Clothes there. Bows. Or hammers. And then armor. Honestly, I wouldn't be against setting... Well, no. I think that should be okay. We're probably going to sell the armor that... Capital is now open. We're probably going to sell a bunch of armor. Now, 48 prisoners. Okay. A lot of them being enslaved. Decent amount of remaining in prison. So they're going to be entertaining our people for a while in the stocks. We don't execute prisoners, so there's not going to be any executions. And I know maybe I should because the Dondorians really want that. However, You know, this is not a dark Aavak run when I'm humming and hawing over executing prisoners. We'll just see how this goes for now. The slaves may actually be kind of clutch for us, I'm not gonna lie. Let's get the armor in place as well. That will definitely help us. We've got quite a lot of housing spare as well, so it shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, slave for the treasuries is good. That's definitely true. Storing clothes, restoring rations. Drinks still need to be stowed. We've got bows, we've got weapons. We've got a lot of weapons now, actually. So, let's go in here. I want to edit this. I want... Actually, let me just check. How many weapons do we have? 341 weapons. 202 leather armors. 227 bows. I'm going to sell all the metal armor. That being said... Okay, so chat. I've got another question for you. As often I seem to. When it comes to the armor... when it comes to the army supply depots, do things stored there decay as if they're outside, or decay as if they are in a storage, or don't decay as if they were used as a building material? Actually, pause that. I'm going to place these down here instead. Ah, I can't. Ultra sadness. Unless... something like this, maybe? It does appear that I can. Okay, that works for me. In that case, I'm going to change this one over to metal armor. This one over to shields. Metal is better. I mean... Okay, Toxic Zell. You've got to appreciate that you need to qualify a statement like that. You can't just say, metal is better. It's like, better for what? Better for making you fast? Because obviously it's not. Better for stopping an arrow? Yeah. Better for stopping a mace? No. No, it's much better to have something supple that can transmit that energy across a wider surface. Like, quilted armor would be better for absorbing like a mace impact than metal would. Metal would transfer an enormous amount of that energy just straight into your body on the inside. Just shatter a bone. You can't just say metal is better. Or I'm gonna point at you and make you an example for the rest of the class. Go. Right, we'll bring all of the weapons down here, all of the arms over there, and all of the sundries over there. Whatever, what if they brought enough snacks to share? No. I was tempted for a second, but no. You can't buy me with snacks, you scoundrels. Perish the thought. Yeah, that's actually a really good point, Eagle Pom, and I rarely bring that one up because this is not the first time that this particular topic has come up. But that is rarely a point that I make. But you're very, very right in that. Metal will tend to assume it has no elasticity. It won't go back to its original shape once you've bent it out of shape with a solid blow from a mace. It'll remain an uncomfortable, dented mess. Poking you on the inside until someone beats it back out with a hammer. Whereas, you know, a quilted piece of armor will absorb a lot of that impact force, spread it over a much larger area, so hopefully not transmit as much of it directly into your skeleton, and will also resume being its original shape pretty happily. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of going with A1K1 Panther. Is right now I'm probably going to go for the leather on my archers, just to give them a bit of protection from, well, mostly archer fire. And the metal for my frontline troops. The big caveat to that is I can't give them as much. You can't mix armors in this game. So, for example, I've got 135 metal armors and 345 leather armors. So, if I give that to my Cretonians, and I go for this, I can do it, but they're not going to have full armor. Also, one thing to note, well, yeah, it won't show the details for it, but let's pause that there for a second. The leather armor has +2 to pierce armor, +6 to slash armor, and gives 25% extra hit points, but slows them down by 20%. The metal armor gives +8 to pierce armor, +8 to slash armor, so it's only slightly better at protecting from slashing, but is much better at protecting from archery, but gives +50% hit point protection. It weighs a lot more, and I would imagine that would affect the, like, running your momentum if you charged, but it has a whopping -60% to your speed, versus the -20 that leather gives. Additionally, it has a -20 to your offense skill. So you're going to deal less damage, but you will soak more damage as a consequence. That's just the way that one is. We'll set this one up, though. I think that is the better way of doing it. For now. I don't know what the best weapon is, though. Because the Warhammer, sure, gives a +100% force and +1 pierce damage, but I could get the flanks for slash damage, or the Falcata for slash damage and pierce damage. The force is good for a charge. Let me see how many weapons we managed to gather. So we've got 290 Warhammers, 36. Is this Falcatas? Yeah. We've got 84 flanks. Yeah, I still think the Warhammers are the better option. 290 of those. Is metal better against catapults? You know what? That's a really good question. I don't have the answer to it, but it is a really good question. Let's bump all of that up. Generally speaking, though, training is king in this game, because training gives morale buffs, and morale is king in this game. But there we go. We'll set them up. The rose thorns, I actually kind of want to change their... Can I edit your... Yeah, I can. Cool. Right. You're a Warhammer group, so I want this to be more of a... of a hammer shape. Oh, come on. Left control to remove, okay. It's a little bit chonky, isn't it? Yet I feel that this is the right way of presenting this. Maybe something more like that. Actually, Oddly, yeah, I think that looks better. Yeah. Right. Let's go for a fairly strong red. That. And then background. I want... Yeah, I kind of like that kind of color because that matches our Empire color to a certain degree. Visuals. The border is 109. Oh no. Back to 100, 110. Let's have round numbers because it's easier for me to work with then. Right, the background is... Let's bring that background up a little bit. Let's make that 10 there. And 25. Yeah, I like it. Foreground to be a bit of a brighter red. There we go. Okay, so we want 25 and 10. Go 25 and 10, and that matches then the background of our of our flag. Now you've become an archer group, so let's sort that out as well. What? There we go. Okay, fair enough. Right. So, we are going to want more of a bow. But like this. I think this looks okay. Yeah, I think that gives a nice bow appearance. Yeah, I think that gives a very nice bow appearance. Maybe... Yeah, because that makes... No, I think it could be stylized. I don't think it need not be. That looks good enough. And the dots here create the impression of a string without it being a string. Okay, let's see what Chad's talking about now. The flanks of Warhammer can't be paired with a shield. Yes, they can't be paired with a shield. I don't think the particular armors have any impact on training. This isn't like Dwarf Fortress where whatever they're training in and weapons they're using is what they're training to be good with. You can just kind of freely change what equipment you send them out with, and they're more or less completely trained to use those. Right, as for my bows, I want a very bright yellow, I think. Let's pull that down. I don't want it to be... Actually, it kind of blends a little bit too much of the white. The outline of the white outline, unfortunately. So I think I'm going to need more of an orange. There we go. Done and done. Now, in terms of the arrows, the bows that we've now got 231 bows. So I can afford to give them 4. And 345 leather. So I give them all of that. Actually, I completely forget how many bows we had again. 231. So I could go all the way up to 250. And not all of them will get properly equipped, but they will be reasonably dangerous. They've got a very good range now, 188 tiles. Pierce damage 20. I don't think that changes. If I bring that all the way down. Yeah, they've got no ammunition. 104 tiles, 81% accuracy. 20 pierce damage. Force is 32.78. So if I pump that all the way up. Force is now 43.92. The pierce damage doesn't go up, but the range at which they can attack skyrockets. And also their accuracy improves as well. Okay. I think that's good enough. They'll have a little bit of melee training just so they, that helps with their morale and stuff. But then most of it goes into archery. It also helps with their defensive skill. Having a bit of melee training does help with that. Okay. They may now continue. At this stage, we have enough materials with us that I could conceivably launch a fight. But with only 100 units, it wouldn't be the best. Really, are the children's... Oh my god, I swear. I swear, you're so bad. I need more slaves. More slaves to help with the children's. At least got... Oh no, that is a child. Damn it. Why? I'm going to cut back on the amount of people working in here. I'm going to have to find all of this. We're going to drop that right down to 25. That one down to 15. Down to 20. Bowyer can be brought all the way down to 10. And that gives us enough free people at that point that I'm very hopeful. Ah, thank goodness. Humans? Please stop letting your children be without food. It is making me very, very, very anxious. Right, we've got a bunch of prisoners here. Now, what will happen with prisoners is eventually they'll get released. They're serving a prison sentence. That sentence will go down the more that they get like stalked and stuff like that. So, Aavak, how expensive is paper at the moment? Well, we don't have a school to make use of it, nor embassies or anything like that. So it's kind of irrelevant, but I can check for you if you'd really, really want to know. But if you're about to say, you should get a school, no, I don't have the technology to unlock it. It is currently 143. Oh yeah, Demon Works. Everyone in Britain, everyone was expected to be able to fire a bow. As soon as you were old enough to draw a bow, you were expected to train, and it was mandatory. Is a carcass to bring him back. If you were asking, does metal armor affect your ability to fight with ranged? It lowers your offensive skill. I don't believe it lowers your ranged skill, however. Just to pop back in here. So, this is your offensive skill. Let's go to the offensive skill. Determines the ability to land a successful hit on an enemy and evade the enemy's armor. Defensive skill is your ability to when you're attacked frontally, to block or dodge an enemy's attack. Not so if you're attacked from behind, incidentally. Offensive skill is increased by melee training. Archer skill is specific to archery training. I don't know if metal armor would negatively impact an archer's skill to fire their bow. Drops offensive skill, but I don't know. That's a good question, though. I'm afraid we don't have a what is this game, Ikazax. Suffice it to say, this is a colony builder game. A little bit more gritty and heavily simulated. You could sort of think Dwarf Fortress, but less Dwarf Fortress and more... Well, I've said this so many times now, it feels almost cringe to repeat myself. But I stand by it. It's less Dwarf Fortress high fantasy and more the rise and fall of Rome. You do have fantasy creatures, and the setting is fantasy, but this is much more of a ancient world kind of feel to it, like as in our ancient world. Zippy, that might actually be something to investigate, yeah. I tend to use my squads a little bit more mobilely, though. Mobilely? Just making up words. Wallach, thank you very much. But in regards to my archers, I tend to like to reposition them quickly at that. I don't like to let the enemy just charge into my units. I'd much rather sidestep them, let them burn off a lot of their energy, and then move in for the kill. And with archers, I very much like to be able to reposition them. Right. That explains it then. Well, it's going to take a very long time before this starts to produce anything, but it is now up and running. It's a colony manager where you scale up the colony to an entire nation. Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like, this is just the map of the capital city. You only really interact on this scale with the capital city, but eventually, and hopefully this stream, we're going to take over some of the kingdoms around us. There's freelance down there with just 26 Dondorians. I could move in, send a little army down there, and maybe take them on. That might be a worthwhile thing. Do they have anything? They got coal. I've got coal too. Mind you, if you're bringing me the coal, then I don't need to have my people gathering the coal, which would probably be okay. What do you think, chat? Should we go down there and take them on? I can almost see no reason not to. See, taking on any of the others, they've got significantly larger populations, and thus they are more than likely to have significantly larger armies. Taking a free state doesn't involve going to war with anyone, but it will still give me access to other traders, though in this case it would only give me access to trading with this one person there, which isn't much better than what I've currently got going on for me. Eventually we will have to attack other people, but... Alright, we're going to go to war. So, let's recruit an army. And I would like to send the troops from my city... Ooh, do I want to give my troops a little bit more time to train up? I want to at least have all of the members of that army able to deploy. We just lost a couple of troops in the recent fighting. So I want both the Talapis and the Crotonian group to finish doing their training so that they're deployable troops. If you have a look at them, 2 of them are recruits, and over here, 8 of recruits. So I've got a little bit of time to kill, but as soon as I can deploy them, I will take them out. Mind you, Aavak, you'll have 100 people less to run the city. I mean, those people are constantly training right now, so they're not a part of my workforce anyway. They would be eventually, but until they're fully trained, they won't. Oh, damn it, we've got injuries. Oh, wow. The Amavius want to send some people here. Absolutely, sure. And the Crotonians as well. Sure. However, I think it's probably time for us to set up a hospital. Can I even do that? Have I unlocked it? No. Really. I could go through all of the humans and enslave them, but I'd rather them just join my my workforce, really. I am going to enslave the humans. They can help out with my laboratories. I select a bunch of them? No. It's kind of annoying. Gonna get a couple of them. The others will be eventually brought into the main workforce normally. So part of the reason why I'm doing this right now is also that I'm possibly about to send a lot of people to the dungeon. So I would sooner have them able to be processed than not. For that reason, I'm also going to imprison the... Well, do I want to do that to the Dondorans? Actually, we're going to go with the Crotonians too. I wish there was an easier way to do this. But once they've been sentenced, you have to... Like, I'm overriding their original sentence. And I have to do that on a case-by-case, I think. So we'll leave the Dondorians and the Amavius to be eventually processed and released. Some people won't like it. Some people in the city don't like having ex-convicts as citizens, but every slave is going to make odd jobbers more available to us, though, which is going to be very, very helpful. I didn't want to imprison or enslave everyone in the dungeon. I specifically only wanted certain races, Zippy, but thank you very much for the advice there. You can just sentence all prisoners. You click these buttons up here. But I specifically only wanted to sentence certain races. The Cretonians, because I'm always needing more people working in the farms, and that'll be an immediate goal. And the humans, because I kind of need more research in order to unlock a few more things. Although I don't think I can afford to build another one of these. That's a lot of people. That being said, maybe. Maybe. But this gives us 56 extra workforce for now. Right, have we got everyone able to be deployed? We're almost ready to send out our armies to war. Is it worthwhile to have your capital completely be self-sufficient, Aavak? When taking into account wartime, possible cutting supply lines? It would be very hard to be. Very, very hard to be. Your capital, much like a regular city, like, understand that right now we've only got 816 people working here. To realistically feed 816 people, I need a very large amount of my workforce running the farms. That doesn't leave a lot of people to then make the clothes for those people, or make the tools for those people, or to make the furniture that those people want in their homes. Sure, they'll have 4 walls and a roof and food, but they might not have much else other than that. And very similarly, in terms of like the scale, right now it's very small scale. We've only got 816. You can go up to several thousand fully simulated peasants in your cities. Several thousand. I think the max that I've seen tossed around is 10,000, but I don't even think that's a max. That's just like a practical maximum, because at that point, it's, you know, your city is so ungainly. It's more just a piece of art that you look at from this distance rather than actually getting down there and micromanaging anything. The other thing to be aware of is that in real life, like, you know, because 10,000, that is comparable to a real life city, a small city, very small, but it's more like a big town really. But at that kind of population, can you imagine a town being self-sufficient? A town of 10,000 people would need so much more stuff than those 10,000 people would be producing. Like, so much more stuff. And part of that is that they would need more space than the city would have. They'd need a lot more space than the city would have. Because we are arbitrarily boxed into this area. We can't expand outside of that. So whereas, you know, you might imagine that in a modern setting, you know, farming is extremely efficient because of our advances in it, but it isn't space efficient. It needs a huge amount of area. So yeah, there's a lot of things to consider. A lot of things to consider. I love how the human children are just mobbing people. There are feral kids going around, just getting in everyone's way. Oh my lord. They just kind of bother the people who are doing jobs, and they stop and interact with the kids. Like, it's not necessarily that the kids are being mean-spirited or anything. They're just like, what you up to? What you doing? You want to play with me? And your workers have to stop and indulge that to a certain degree. And so actively having children in your city slows your workers down a lot. It slows them down an awful lot. Telapis want to join. Nice. Alright, I think we'll get out there and have a fight. We've got one more recruit. But we will get out there and have a fight before I give this workforce more stuff to do. But what we'll be aiming to do is to get another laboratory up and running. Another one like this. So it's going to be a big laboratory, which will require a lot of investment. The alternative, I guess, is to buy the metal and the gears upgraded, but I'd still need to research that. There's a couple of things that we can invest time and effort into researching right now. Let's speed things up. As soon as we've got 100 over here, we're sending the army out. We're up to 14 days worth of food, though. That's very, very nice to see. Supremely nice, in fact. One thing I could do, actually, is go through here and max this out. That'll eat into a lot of my workforce, but that's fine. For now, it'll be worth it. The bakery's already doing good enough. Oh yeah, yeah, fine. Let's get the potter going a bit more aggressively. Sure, we'll get the bowyer going as well. We'll stop there, though. Yeah, human kids have the longest kid stage. Yeah. They can reach the most education, yes. They absolutely can, because they are children, not babies, for the longest time. It takes something like 80 days for them to mature into adults. Bearing in mind a day in this game, there's 16 of them in a year. Whereas the Garthemi, I think, it's crazy fast how quickly they age up. Was it adult at day 16? So it takes 1 year for a Garthemi to reach adulthood. The Amevius take... Oh, the Amevius are also 80 days. It really doesn't matter with Argonosh, you can't have children. Adult at day 0. They are invoked as adults. 48 for Cretonians. Dondorians, again, they just walk out of a forest fully grown. So once again, they don't have an age until adulthood. 80 with humans. So humans and Amavius are 80 so far, and the Telapis is 64. So Amavius can also be highly educated. Telapis too, for the most part. What year am I on? I'm actually not even sure how to check that. Oh, there we are. Year 29 of the first stage. Great chance is still moving around, but I'll get here eventually. I don't recall if anyone managed to catch my question earlier about whether things decay in an army supply depot as if they were out in the open in a warehouse, or if they don't decay at all. Please do let me know if anyone happens to know. Right, we've got all of our recruits ready. It is time to go back to the map and summon our army. Right, so have your city troops join the army. Let's send them out. Confirm. And now we have to wait a little bit. We won't be getting any schools up and running for a little while. First, I would need to research schools. Then I would also want to research paper making and make the paper for it. Now we just need to wait for them to actually get out there. And we can see the necessary amount of available resources for the entire group. They're currently quite well supplied, heavily fortified as well, so they're getting a bit of a bonus there. Only 15 Cretonians have gone out, and only 19 of the Telapis have gone out. I really kind of need that to be higher. Why are not more of them leaving? Perhaps I don't understand. Chat, does anyone happen to know why they aren't going out to this? Oh, thank you very much, Mai. I really appreciate you taking the time to Google that. I have no idea why my armies aren't coming out. Because there's no way I can send these groups in to fight with such small numbers.